Hello and welcome to 5-Minute Math. Today we are looking at the 8th grade concept of one-variable equations. This is standard 8.8C in the great state of Texas, and we are using item number 12 off the 2017 released STAAR test. If you have not done so already, please go ahead and take a moment to pause the video, work this problem out on its own, unpause it, and we will look at our answers together. So we have this equation here, but it's kind of strange because typically we're multiplying things by x. In this case, we're dividing x by 3 on the left and by 9 on the right. We need to find a value for x. We need to isolate that variable. But this first step is going to be very, very tricky. So take a look at what's going on here. So I've got x divided by 3, and I've got x divided by 9, because that's what fractions are. They're just division problems that you haven't finished. And so we need to think of inverse operations. So the opposite of division is going to be multiplication. So what can I multiply by both of these, right, to cancel out my denominator? So my x over 3, right, if I were to multiply that by 3, well, the 3 and 3 would cancel each other out. If I did the x over 9, right, if I multiplied that by 9, that would cancel each other out. But I only want to multiply it one time. 3 is a factor of 9. So if I were to do this by 9 on the left over here, the 9 would definitely at least cancel out that 3, and 9 over 3, it would leave me with 3, but at least it's not in the denominator. At least it's not a fraction. So that's the reasoning here. So let's look at it this way, but this is also going to be interesting. I'm going to rewrite it here, because when you multiply on both sides of the equation, when you add or subtract, you just do wherever you need to, because addition and subtraction are the lowest order of operations. When you multiply, you have to multiply by the entire side. So I'm going to multiply this entire side by 9, and then I'm going to multiply this entire side by 9. You can't just pick and choose which terms you want to multiply by, because that's not how multiplication and division works. You got to multiply by the whole thing. So, which means you need to factor it out. So this is 9 times x minus 3 minus 9 times 3. So that's how you factor it out. You have to multiply it by both terms. Then 9 times x over 9 plus 9 times 3. That's a whole lot of work, and this is going to help me, and it looks nothing like this. So there's a lot of work here. So you start with your division, you realize your opposite of multiplication, then you realize you're going to have to multiply by the entire side, and you have to factor it out. So now we become helpful. So this is 9x over 3 minus 9 times 3 is 27. This is 9x over 9. Because you could just put that in the numerator, plus 27. Let's go ahead and simplify this. 9 over 3, right? 9 over 3, that's just 9 divided by 3, that's just 3. So this is 3x minus 27. 9 over 9 is 1, equals x plus 27. Okay, now we're looking more normal. But this is a long way from where we started. So now we need to add or subtract to isolate the variable, and remember we can do addition or subtraction just on one term, because that's the lowest order of operations. I'm going to subtract x from both sides, and that's just going to leave 0 right there. So that's just going to leave me with 27, and this is going to leave me with 2x, because 3x minus x is 2x. Alright, so I'm going to end up, I'm just going to do it right here. I'm going to add 27 to both sides, because minus 27 plus 27, that's going to cancel itself out. So what I'm going to end up with here is 2x equals 27 plus 27. All right, 54. Now I need to get rid of that 2, so that's a multiply by 2. I'm going to divide both sides by 2. All this work gets me x equals 54 over 2. What is half of 54? Well, I just doubled 27 to get up to 54. So cutting in half is going to bring it back down to my answer of J, 27.